Welcome back to ILTV on the Hour. We're live from Israel, bringing you the biggest headlines of the region. I'm Devo Klein, and here is your roundup of the latest developments coming out of Israel. The IDF is striking Hezbollah positions in southern Lebanon. Guided by IDF intelligence, Air Force jets struck Hezbollah compounds that the IDF says were a weapons storage facility, other strategic posts, and additional terror infrastructure sites. Hezbollah was actively using these sites to plan and carry out attacks against Israel in violation of the U.S.-brokered ceasefire, leading to the subsequent airstrikes. And southern Lebanon is not the only area where the IDF is striking terror. A wave of airstrikes pounded open areas near Jenin, where local terror cells were reportedly operating. These recent airstrikes are a continuation of a broader counterterrorism operation in Judea and Samaria that has been ongoing for a few weeks. The IDF is working together with the Shin Bet and Israel Border Police to raid terror hubs, seize weapons, and detain suspects. Just in the past night, IDF troops detained multiple suspects while searching for weapons in the Tubas area in northern Samaria. According to preliminary reports, the IDF and Shin Bet arrested or questioned 60 people. And in an interesting twist, among those detained and later released was Samir Basharat, the mayor of prominent Arab city Tamun. And moving to Gaza, Hamas is reportedly searching for the remains of 2 hostages in the area of Zaytun, but that is not stopping their continuous ceasefire violations. In the past 24 hours, 3 terrorists were eliminated in 2 separate incidents. IDF troops identified terror targets crossing the yellow line into the IDF-controlled areas in both southern and northern Gaza. All terrorists were eliminated either by soldier fire or by directed airstrikes. The terrorists were armed and posed an immediate threat to troops in violation of the fragile ceasefire. These recurring incidents reflect the current situation in Rafah. Dozens of Hamas terrorists trapped underground, hiding in a tunnel on the wrong side of the yellow line, which is controlled, of course, by the IDF. But now Israelis are offering a solution sent through mediators. Israeli official told Hamas to surrender, disarm, move to Israeli prisons, and later be released to Hamas-controlled Gaza. So far, the gunmen are refusing, and at this point, it's unclear whether Hamas chiefs can even get the message across to these trapped terrorists. And speaking of Hamas, Israeli officials are warning that the terror group is quietly rebuilding its rule in the Gaza Strip and faster than many in the cabinet realized. Senior defense officials told ministers that 13 of Gaza's 25 municipalities are back to full activity, but under Hamas's control. According to reports, Hamas police are redeployed at checkpoints, infrastructure is being repaired, and security sources say the organization has re-established its control in the minds of Gazans. Reports also confirm that Hamas has resumed checkpoint operations and is back to collecting taxes from truck drivers, just as it did before the war. This rapid rebuilding is igniting new tensions between Jerusalem and Washington. The Trump administration is pushing ahead with the next phase of its 20-point plan for Gaza's day after, even as Israel warns that Hamas remains armed, entrenched, and deeply involved in local decision-making. With the U.S. struggling to assemble a multinational stabilization force, Washington is turning to interim solutions that Israel strongly rejects. Defense officials say the conclusion is clear. If the United States does not move to dismantle Hamas, Israel will have to, and according to the IDF, it's only a matter of time before such a plan will be carried out. And to a slightly more positive note, it's Thursday, which means Black Friday is just around the corner, even here in Israel. Israelis are notorious shoppers and definitely the first to claim a good deal, so needless to say, malls should be packed to the brim by tomorrow. Forecasters are expecting massive crowds at some of the biggest malls in Israel. The public has been urged to practice caution and act safely, considering the mayhem that may ensue. And that's a wrap for this edition of ILTV on the Hour. Scan the QR code on your screen for all of the latest updates coming out of Israel. I'm Devo Klein, and thanks so much for watching.